But this night, the herd has no losses to mourn. However, the hyenas remain persistent. Who knows? Perhaps as the clock ticks by, they will become a little less attentive. It was a successful night for the lioness with the 2 cubs. The little family enjoys the warming morning sun with their bellies full. The large family, on the other hand, is still hungry. There is no peace for the mother of the pack. Lions are extremely dangerous hunters by night and by day. They don't necessarily need the protection darkness provides. Still, in the open savanna, it's not easy. But the big cats are nonetheless patient. There's certain to be a chance at some point. The 7 simply trust in their mothers. The impalas appear preoccupied with their breakfast. Perhaps there's a chance here. But the nimble antelopes have calculated the safety distance to the bushes well. No chance for the lioness. It's still relatively cool, and despite the long night, the females are obliged to stay put. The lioness gives her all, yet still remains empty-handed. It's now getting warmer fast. Too warm for exhausting hunts. This, at least, provides a brief respite for the herbivores. Wherever possible, everyone retreats to the shade. This is difficult for the massive buffaloes, yet their large body mass prevents them from heating up as much as some. The proximity of the herd forces the lionesses and their offspring to leave their resting place. Lions and buffaloes are mortal enemies, especially when younger animals are involved. Buffaloes attempt to kill lion cubs at any given opportunity. Mothers have to remove their offspring from the danger zone as soon as they can. The bull hesitates. The lion mothers cannot afford to make any mistakes now. Just a few hundred meters further, and they feel safe again. The cubs were oblivious to the danger they were in. As long as they have their mother with them, all is well. The older ones are angry. Lions don't like being pushed around, especially not in the midday heat. Late afternoon, an idyllic savanna in the Masai Mara. But close by is a completely different world. Masai settlements have recently been set up on the border of the reserve. The dense coexistence of humans, cows and antelopes doesn't appear to be a problem for the grazers. Lions, on the other hand, are anything but welcome. Thanks to their way of life, hidden from sight, leopards are rarely caught in the crossfire. The female has stowed away the rest of her prey on an acacia, out of the reach of any scavengers. The leopard female waits for darkness to fall. Her son lies in the bushes, well hidden, making him safe during the day. The day's heat has evaporated a lot of water. As is so often the case, thunderstorms begin to develop in the evening. Some find the cold downpour irritating, but the rain forms the basis for the lush pastures in the Masai Mara Reserve that help feed countless herbivores. These, in turn, supply the unusually large number of predators. Only a few African national parks offer such good conditions. Fertile regions are the first areas to be densely populated, but only rarely be protected in time. The rain moves on after just a few minutes. The heat of the day has now passed. It's soon time to say good night to the little ones. Their mother is repeatedly drawn to the surroundings of the settlements. The large number of lions in the reserve are a constant threat to the herbivores, especially during the night. But most cats don't feel really comfortable so close to the villages, as they fear humans. Zebras and antelopes soon became aware of this and now edge closer to the houses after dark. The predators seldom dare to follow them here. On many evenings, the lioness with the two youngsters attempts to cut them off. Today, the rain has ruined her plans. The zebras are early and are already within sight of the houses. The lioness dares go no further. The zebras are already safe. for the time being. Traditionally, the Maasai are nomadic herdsmen, but they are permanently settled in the Masai Mara, where their livestock has grown enormously. The thunderstorm has passed over, but continues to rage. Barely stopped raining as the little leopard finally reaches his mother's pantry. Now it's almost dark, and we once again follow the animals with the thermal camera. The smell of meat has attracted a hyena. However, hyenas can't climb as their claws are blunt. The leopardess and her offspring remain undisturbed at dinner. They don't have to fear competitors on lofty heights like here. It's still raining lightly at the hyena den. Everything is wet and cold. Just the cave entrance glows a little, due to the warmth of the young animals that have retreated here. Just a few hyenas are still at the cave to keep an eye on their offspring. Most of the others are scattered around the area on the lookout for prey, or at least carrion. The carcass leftovers with the leopards on the tree can still be smelt over a wide area and keeps attracting new hyenas. But they soon assess the futility of the situation and move on. The small leopard is a little inept and nibbles through the silken tether from which the prey is hanging. When the mother realizes that the hyena has long since left, she can take her time. And this time, she chooses a different trunk to anchor the carcass more securely. The night shift begins for the two lionesses who had to give way to the buffaloes during the day. Of course, the little ones are in no mood to go to bed just yet, but the females must soon go off on the hunt. The thunderstorm now moves on into the distance. And then it's over at last. One of the lightning bolts has started a fire. The flames pose no threat to the hyenas. On the contrary, they attract them. The hyenas hope for as few small barbecued animals, unable to escape the inferno. How frustrating. Not a morsel to be found. The two lionesses prepare for the night shift. Yet they are hesitant. They sense danger. Beneath the firmament, strange stars sparkle on the horizon. But they are lamps, designed to keep predators away from cattle. While humans try to prevent any visits from wild animals, they themselves massively penetrate the realms of wildlife. The thermal camera illustrates what happens each night in the north of the reserve. Around 40,000 cows are driven into the protected area. In Kenya, they have a market value of roughly $12 million US. This has nothing to do with the poor shepherd's struggle for survival. Everyone knows that this is illegal. Cattle owners, park management, local politicians. Every week, rangers confiscate a few cows and release them after payment of a modest fine. For the owners, cheap pasture. For local politicians, guaranteed re-election. For cows and lions, however, a fatal situation. The torches and the calls unsettle the cats. They would usually never dare to approach humans. But when such encounters take place in the bush, they almost certainly attack. Every year, more than 300 cows are killed by lions in the Masai Mara. In retaliation, the lions are slain by means of spears or poison. It's a fight that the lions cannot win, and one that is hardly perceived in public. It all takes place under cover of darkness, in Kenya's most economically significant park, and one of African tourism's most popular destinations. It's 3 in the morning. The two mothers have left their offspring behind. Here, the savannah has been grazed completely bare by the cows. The lionesses find hardly any cover. Their potential prey groups together for protection. The two huntresses keep trying to sandwich such groups to be able to surprise them from two sides. This is anything but simple in the open terrain, especially as they can hardly coordinate action. Hours of frustrating hunting attempts which repeatedly fail because of the vigilance of the gazelles. These, of course, can see as well as cats at night. Even at night, no one gets any presents, not even lions. The moon rises at around 4 o'clock. This alters the visibility for all and sundry, and not necessarily in favor of the hunters. The young Thompson gazelle has no trouble noticing the two lions in time. Some hyenas are already returning to their dens. They are not interested in the fast impalas. Exhausted, the hunters of the darkness return to their young, or search for a shady place to spend the day. For the herbivores, no reason to lay back and relax. The fight for life or death between herbivores and carnivores goes into the next round. You win some, you lose some. Leopards have perfected the art of ambush and manage well almost everywhere. The lions are a different matter. How many young of the extended family will survive? And just how many are doomed to starve? One thing is certain. The victors more often have horns and hooves than they do fangs and claws. Only as long as human beings allow wild animals enough room and food, the race will continue. A race that over the years has shaped both the hunters and the hunted, for which we today have so much admiration.